Well, guess what? I've got a subscriber, Ian, who's about to pick up the 23 BMW M1000R. He's in WA and he's pretty excited, as he should be. And he has been asking me a lot of questions, giving me a lot of feedback. And I reckon when he gets his new bike in 2 months, he ought to take a video of his first ride. And so, Ian, this video is for you, mate. I'm going to show you how I set up my cameras. Firstly, I use GoPro in the front for one reason. I like the GoPro field of view, the width you get on the extra wide field of view with GoPro. I really like for motorcycling. Gives you a bigger picture, take in more. So that's why I go for GoPro. They're pretty average as everything else, GoPro. A lot of well-documented problems, freezing, etc. But mine's not been too bad. But I like the field of view. The chin mount is kind of me bastardizing a bunch of different mounts to get that chin mount. You can get a proper chin mount from, I think it's chinmounts.com. It's an American firm that does proper ones. I suggest you get one of those. Mine, I had a lot of trial and error with this, with various GoPro mounts to get this to work, and I've actually glued it on, and anyway, I've tricked it up myself, custom mount, but suggest you get a proper chin mount. And I have the microphone going into the GoPro. You can see there, goes in the quarter jack into my helmet, and I've just basically got a lavalier microphone with a big windsock tucked into my helmet and straight into the GoPro. Then I've got my brand new Insta360. This is this is the first time I've used it. This is the X3 that is on my handlebar, and I've got an X2 that I'm going to start mounting to the side, and I'm using a steel loop thingy majingamy with the screwy thingy, with a mount here, ball mount I got from Camzilla in Sydney. And here's the arm. I just put the arm on like so. I've got another ball with a thread in it on the other end. I screw her up. What angle do I want? Probably the angle. Screw it up like so, nice and tight, and then I will chuck the selfie stick on this end like so, and then you probably should lube the end here so that they don't vibrate off. I'll do that when I get home. And I've got my X2, which I'll connect here like so. Turn her on. You'll see the video footage in a moment. So that's my setup. Pretty straightforward. I'll get rolling, and I'll just tell you a few little things that I have learnt about all these cameras. Quite an investment, and I've had a lot of trial and error. But this setup I like, and I'll keep enhancing it, keep improving it as we go. Okay, so a few tips for you. Firstly, the editing software that I use Final Cut Pro. It's quite similar in its sort of layout to my music recording software, so it's kind of, and I know that pretty well, so I'm able to find my way around Final Cut Pro. I haven't done any lessons on it, but it's reasonably intuitive. Mind you, I did have the recording background and music. What I do when I lay my tracks down on my recording on my video software, I use the sound from the GoPro, because that's where the microphone is, and I turn the volume of both these Insta360s. I turn them to 0, although occasionally I will use the audio from the Instas, and their microphones are excellent. They pick up obviously much better engine noise because they're closer, they're outside the helmet, and so they're getting a better sound of the engine. I might even give a demo now. So yeah, that's what I mean. And yeah, so that's how I set it up. Yeah, Final Cut Pro is the software I use, and obviously the Insta360 software. So you basically take your video raw footage from your Instas, put them into the 360 software. You then edit them in that software and save them as a MP4, and then import them into Final Cut Pro. whereas with GoPro footage you just take straight into the Final Cut Pro. Look, take a little bit of, a few hours of time, invest a bit of time to understand how it works, but it's not that hard. And look, one thing I've noticed, like the resolution that I'm using on the Instas, I'm using 5.7K, 30 frames per second, but the thing about 5.7K is it's spread 360 degrees, so in theory it's only 1080, I think. But if you go and look at all my footage and all my videos, my Insta360 footage, it's better than the GoPro. It's clearer, it's more precise, it's much better, particularly in really good daylight. We're in pretty crappy light now, it's about to get dark. But in daylight, the 360 camera footage is, I think, considerably better than the GoPro footage, which is surprising. Now, I'm not a camera expert, and I've set them all up for pretty much auto, I think. And so, look, I'm sure if I knew anything about cameras, I could get even better. I could get better picture, but I'm really happy with the picture quality. I guess I don't really care. I'm not going to go searching for perfection when I'm quite happy with what I've got there already. So yeah, but I'm really happy with Insta, the 360. I reckon the image quality is excellent, and particularly in good daylight. Now this new X3, I haven't even seen the footage yet on this. It's got a bigger what do you call it? Light meter thingy, and so it should be better in darker light, and we are in quite dark conditions now, so I will be able to see that when I get home and edit it. Anyway, that's my setup. GoPro on the chin, Insta360 in front, Insta360 on the side. My old X2 now is relegated to the side. I've got the X3 up front. The lavalier mic with a big windsock tucked inside my helmet and plugged straight into the GoPro, using the GoPro for my main audio, and Final Cut Pro and Insta360 editing software. And then just, obviously you have to learn a bit about how you publish onto YouTube. Basically the key there is to record an MP4 computer file for YouTube, and then download that file on YouTube. Plenty of videos online explaining how to do that, but that's how I do it. So Ian, that's my gear. You want to go out and you're going to pick up the bike in 2 months. Good on you, mate. Make sure you get the video gear ready ahead of that day, because I want to see your first ride, mate. I want you to video. I'll be disappointed if you don't. So looking forward to that. Anyway, it's getting dark. I'm going to tune out now and enjoy the ride home. With that, see you later.